Netflix's original series, Wednesday, has been breaking records left and right, but where there is success, controversy was quick to follow in this industry. Before its release, the casting for the dark and spooky drama has caused quite a stir, mainly for Gomez Addams. In this video, we are talking about how the controversy was proven to be utterly ridiculous and 8 things you didn't know about the show. Let's get started. Starting off with the original Gomez Addams in comic form. Now, the Addams family has been a cult classic for a long time. Many of us have grown up seeing the family throughout television or movies, so it makes sense how the original comic form of them got lost in between. Gomez Addams in Charles's version, the cartoonist, was both hideous and snobbish. Gomez was short and obese, always wearing a striped suit, and his hair was always pulled back. He also had a pointed mustache and had a general lack of elegance. However, in all the adaptations since then, Gomez has been portrayed as physically appealing, sexy, and even attractive. So when the backlash came, it was an understandable reaction. Luis Guzmán's portrayal in Wednesday is the closest that has come to the original form. Following that, comparing Guzmán to Raúl Julia isn't fair. Raúl Julia portrayed Gomez Addams in the 1991 darkly comedic film The Addams Family. Julia's Gomez was always regarded as the most lively and dependable of the whole clan. Gomez was portrayed by Julia as having enormous energy, sometimes even being giddy and coming up with dangerous pastimes as a counter to his boring wife. Guzmán's portrayal is quite the opposite. Wednesday's Gomez keeps the same fiercely loyal attitude of Gomez Addams, but he displays far less liveliness than the movie's portrayal. Luis keeps his optimism and strong interest in unorthodox pastimes, but he has a more relaxed attitude. Both men are excellent actors, and Raúl Julia unquestionably would have been a legend if he were still living. Comparing two actors who have completely different acting styles isn't really fair. Coming up, Luis Guzmán is a great Gomez Addams on Wednesday. Guzmán did an excellent job of accurately portraying Addams' original idea for the character. It makes sense to cast an actor of Latin or Hispanic descent to play Gomez, because the character is historically of Castilian descent. Although Guzmán does not share the same facial features as the original inspiration, he is not what most people would consider to be traditionally attractive. With the looser fit of the pants and suit on Guzmán's body and the most similar body type to the original, the clothing also most certainly reflects that of the source material. Fans have praised Guzmán's casting, with several commenting "orgullo" under an image he uploaded on Instagram, the Spanish word for pride. In any case, the uproar surrounding Guzmán's performance is the family patriarch up until Wednesday was absurd because he still captures what makes the character unique to devoted fans. You may still not be convinced of this casting, but Luis Guzmán is rumored to be returning to portray Gomez Addams for Wednesday Season 2. Now let's talk about 8 things you didn't know about Netflix's Wednesday. First up, she learned to play cello for Wednesday. Many of you will be surprised to know that Jenna actually learned how to play the cello. Even though she was cast as the character only a few months before the show's filming began, she quickly learned the basics of the cello so that she could at least give the part an accurate representation of the instrument. Talk about dedication. Throughout the series, Wednesday plays the cello twice, starting with a montage in episode 1 that shows her talent with the instrument while playing Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones. Later in the series, Wednesday starts playing more classical music. The addition of these adds a cherry on top to the soundtrack for the show. Following that at number 7, she didn't talk to Christina Ricci about playing Wednesday. In the Netflix series, Marilyn Thornhill, the dorm mom, is portrayed by Christina Ricci, who gained fame in the 1990s for her portrayal as Wednesday Addams. The two, according to Jenna, never discussed playing Wednesday because they understood that they were two very different characters, and Jenna wanted to give the part her own unique flair. Ortega managed to play Wednesday as much more of a loner than in previous portrayals, and much more funny too, and we can't deny that her witty comebacks and one-liners made the series much more enjoyable. Wednesday is given much greater depth and emotion than she has shown in the two 1990 movies. However, fans were quite delighted to see Christina in the show. Moving on to Jenna choreographed that scene. Anyone that has seen the series or has been on TikTok knows exactly which scene we're referring to. Jenna impressed viewers with not only her flawless acting, but her incredible dancing talents too. Not only had Ortega never choreographed before, but she also put the moves together a few days before filmmaker Tim Burton actually shot the scene. She claimed that she studied how people danced in goth clubs in the 1980s and Young Wednesday from the 1960s Addams Family sitcom, and finally came up with the moves. Well, all that hard work definitely paid off, as the dance has taken the internet by storm, with even Lady Gaga joining in on the fun. Coming up next at number 5, the filming of Thing. At this point, you're probably wondering how they filmed Thing's scenes in Wednesday. That mystery was solved when Netflix released behind-the-scenes photos of Jenna and Victor walking on the show, with Victor in a blue screen bodysuit covering every inch of his body except his hand, and he also wore a prosthetic severed wrist for good measure. Tim Burton wanted Thing to be played by an actual actor, much like he was in the 1990s movie Jenna Reveal. In order to capture the perfect angles for the character, Victor spent hours hiding in walls, underneath tables, and under floors. Now we talk about the no blinking. In a recent interview with Teen Vogue, Jenna stated that after accidentally going the entire shot without blinking, Burton asked her if she could do that for the entire series. The two had already decided that Jenna would adopt the Kubrick gaze for the role, but she claimed that Jenna's refrain to blink while acting the part truly tied everything together. Jenna admitted that throughout filming, the not blinking part of her act became quite unpleasant to her as they were working in the bitter cold of Romania, but she found a way around it. One technique she learned was to blink while her co-stars delivered their lines and then hold off when she spoke. She's gotten so good at it that the fans are now purposefully paying closer attention to the show in an effort to see her blink. Next up, the series was filmed in Romania. The production crew in Romania actually created the town of Jericho, and the crew worked completely out of their overseas filming site where the original set was created for the entire 8-month period. The locations managed to look just as mysterious and haunting as Tim Burton wanted. Speaking at a press conference, Burton said that Romania weirdly fit into the Addams family world. 6 sound stages and 70 different locations were used to film Wednesday. The Addams family car was constructed from 2 different cars and positioned with a downright slant on the driver's side to give Lurch a larger appearance. You know what that means. We can actually visit Nevermore Academy in real life. At number 2, Jenna Ortega was not a fan of the love triangle trope. Now, we know that the goth teen goes through a romantic storyline. Many of us were divided between Team Tyler and Team Xavier, even if the love triangle didn't make much sense, but it seems like Ortega was cheering for neither. Ortega said that she informed the writers very early on that she didn't want her character caught up in a love triangle. Jenna went on to say that people wanted to see her torturable. It was definitely refreshing to see a teenage girl in the middle of a love triangle who isn't swooning over the lead. However, many fans think that there is already a perfect love interest for Wednesday other than the boys, and that is her bubbly werewolf roommate Enid. It might just make perfect sense. Finally, she was terrified about playing Wednesday. Despite her past horror roles and her performance being effortless, Jenna Ortega was hesitant to play Wednesday Addams. Because Christina Ricci was also starring in the show, she knew that fans had great expectations that needed to be fulfilled, and that just added to the pressure. Ortega admitted that when she learned that Ricci would be appearing in Wednesday, she felt like she was genuinely having a panic attack. The first time they performed a scene together, it was nerve-wracking for the young star. Despite all this, the 20-year-old star has earned praise for her acting from fans and critics alike. We cannot wait to binge watch the next season. That's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. So which facts did you not know about? Let us know in the comments below. As always, remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.